Let's welcome our next fighter out of the red corner, Terry the Brick House.
Time now to witness a brick house.
Yeah, this is the co-main event for a reason. This is one of Indiana's favorite children. I mean, Terry the Brick House is just a veteran that's been around for a long time, and he's fought a who's who of fighters, whether we're talking about his victories over Melvin Gillard or stepping in against the likes of, Mike Santiago and other guys that have gone on to accomplish great things. Terry House is a fighter's fighter who will take on all comers, and he's at a stage in his life where he's not ready to say, I'm done. He wants to go out on his own terms. And kudos to him for doing that and stepping in against an opponent who's got 8 fights under his belt of his own. Terry the Brick House here letting everybody know that he ain't done yet.
Yeah, Terry and I go way back. I mean, back to the LA boxing days when we were training there, John Colossi, and got a pretty extensive background with Terry. I mean, what's not to love about Terry? Super strong guy. 50% of his wins are by KO. The dude hits super hard. Like you said, he's not afraid to take a fight. He'll take any fight you put in front of him.
26th fight here for Terry the Brick House.
Yeah, and it seems like he's got a new wind in his sails, finding his way to Gilbert Grappling. We talked about earlier about the resurgence of Gilbert Grappling and the high-level talent and the great fighters coming out of there right now. For a guy like Terry who's been there and done that, he's trained in a lot of different places underneath the tutelage of a lot of great coaches, to settle in at a place like Gilbert Grappling, to get that kind of that oomph that he needs in this stage of his career, I think it's a big deal.
Sure, and like I said, that says a lot about Gilbert Grappling. I mean, you got the likes of Terry and people who have been around the game that are settling into a gym that they want to call home in Gilbert Grappling.
Yeah, an old dog stepping in with a bunch of young guns. And there's a lot to be said for that. He's getting some real good looks at the talent that's out there today and getting to mix it up in the gym with them on the regular.
Sure.
So Terry the Brick House gets inspected by the official here as we get ready to kick off our co-main event at EFN 21.
And now let's welcome, fighting on the blue corner, Derek Clardy.
So in a promotion very much focused on highlighting the gyms, the training facilities, Derek Clardy comes to us as an independent, Christian.
Yeah, that's always it's hard to gauge when I see someone coming to us independently. I mean, that could mean they're a bit of a Ronin. It can mean they do their own thing, and it's a bit of a question mark.
Let's take a look at the Agoji tail of the tape in this catch weight bout. Terry, an Indiana native, getting a lot of the hometown crowd here behind him for this fight. Derek Clardy, not a very gaudy record, Eddie, coming in at 1-7.
Yeah, you can't always let that record be the determining factor, because those 7 losses, those guys could be amazing.
Sure.
You can't judge a guy on his record. He had an amazing amateur career, 6-1 as an amateur, but yeah, he's had a rough pro start. He's got the significant height advantage, 6 foot, 6'1" versus 5'7". So if he can use that to his advantage, that's going to be big. But again, going back to like what Christian said, coming in as independent, you're not quite sure how to take that, because are you training in a backyard somewhere? Are you training in an actual gym? Who are you training with? You look at like doing the Valet Tudo back in the days. Those guys, they were training in their backyards. They didn't have a gym, but they were legitimate dudes. This could very well be the same thing. He's coming in as independent, but training with legitimate people.
Well, and one thing Clardy did mention earlier today was that while he's been training on his own, he's been going to different gyms to spar. So he's been getting some of that hand-to-hand combat feel with a lot of different people. We'll see if that turns into a W for him here tonight. Let's send it up to the cage and the introductions from Mike Vale.
Let's get the action started. Our next bout is in the professional division, welterweight, and it's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the Birds Hot Chicken red corner, He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, official weight 169.9 pounds. Representing Gilbert Grappling G2 from the GI Gary, Indiana. Please welcome Terry the Brick House. And now let's welcome his opponent, fighting out of the Agoji Resistance Apparel blue corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, official weight 168.9 pounds. From St. Louis, Missouri, let's welcome Derek Clardy. Referee in charge, Rob Hines.
So it's Terry to Brickhouse against Derek Clardy. This fight brought to you by Agoji Resistance Apparel. Agoji, join the resistance. Clardy said coming into this, he was feeling very determined and that he wants to just go with the flow in this one, you know, not necessarily get distracted or feel like he has to have a strategy that's going to dictate the action, but let the action come to him.
Yeah, with Terry House, the way he punches, sometimes you don't want that action to come to you. So